Welcome to Weights and Wheels, everyone. Hector Anielo here, and today we're unboxing or reviewing the MRA windscreen for the KTM Duke 890R. This is part of my touring setup for my bike. I have already installed the ergo seat and the bag, the SW Motec Pro Rack Pack. And this is another thing that, you know, if you have a naked bike and you plan on doing a lot of miles, this is something you may consider. Now, I chose the MRA windscreen because the first time I saw it was on, I think it was Walter Riffick's YouTube channel. He has I believe he still has it, 1290 Super Duke R. And he had this windscreen, and I really liked the way it looked on the bike, mainly because, you know, you want to put as much stuff on the bike to make it more comfortable for what you're doing, but you don't want to take away from that really amazing look that KTM brings with their nakeds. So this windscreen, I believe, was the best combination for looks, price, and really, you know, functionality, because the one that KTM makes, the KTM Power Parts, I believe is called Fly Screen or something. And on terms of looks, that's the best one because it's like really, really small. It barely covers the dash or the screen, and you know, it provides like minimal wind protection. It's still a little bit, still more than without it, but it, you know, it's just really, really small. And if you know, if maybe you want to sacrifice the looks, or sorry, the functionality for the looks, that may be the option to go with, and you just leave that on the bike pretty much forever. Now, I chose the MRA windscreen because I like the black look on it. I believe they have black, clear, and smoke, but I really like the black look on it. And the really cool thing is that you have these brackets that you put on the bike, and they're really, I'm going to show you when I install it, but they're really not that obvious when they're on the bike. However, it's pretty easy to install and take off the windscreen. So my plan is to leave these brackets on the bike because that's a hard part on installing this, and then just put and take off the windscreen when I know I'm traveling a lot of miles, or maybe I'm staying in the city and just commuting back and forth. I won't need the windscreen for that, so I'll just take it off and leave the brackets on. It's pretty unnoticeable, or at least in the minimal. And when I do a lot of miles, then I'll put this back on. So that's my main reasoning for getting this. And I think it looks pretty awesome, like compared to other windscreens, and in terms of how much it covers, I think this is one of the best options. So what it brings on the box is this windscreen and a few parts here, like the ones for the handlebar, some rubber protection. As always, I'm gonna leave this on the back here, and then I'll, you know, show you everything when I'm installing it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple. It should take you about maybe 30 minutes to install everything. And yeah, so let's go to the garage and install it, and I'll show you what it looks like with and without the actual windscreen, so I can show you my setup for my commuting and setup for actual touring and using the windscreen. Okay, let's go to the garage.
Okay, now we're gonna do the install for the windscreen. Now these are all the parts that come with it: the actual windscreen, some metal bracket things that I'm assuming these are the ones that actually attach to the windscreen. A rubber protector that I'm guessing goes around it, the handlebar mounts, and a bunch of little screws, washers, nuts, spacers, etc. Now, it does not come with instructions, or at least mine didn't. So what I did was I downloaded the instructions off of their website. Again, not the most amazing instructions, but these will do. So let's go ahead and start reading them. So the clamps, so these clamps come with these little spacers inside. So I'm guessing you detach these first and then put these on the handlebar and then put this on. So they do give you some pictures, so that's exactly what to do. So these things go right here, and then you put one, and you put the other, and then you attach like so. And then for the other one, like I said, you open this up like this, and then take that out like so, and do the same on this side. So I'm guessing it doesn't really matter which way, as long as, you know, it fits perfectly. So that's one, that's the other. Great. Well, okay, so the 890R has a bunch of these cables. I'm guessing not only mine, but all of them do. So like that. And then this one, like that. So that one goes on like so. Insert the M6 nut into the clamp from behind. So I'm guessing these two. Okay. Okay, so apparently now we got use these two screws. Okay, so this part's a little tricky because at least my KTM, like my bike, came with all the like brake cables and everything kind of like right in the way. So I'm gonna try to get those as much as out of the way as I can, but it does look a bit tricky, and that goes in that. For putting the nut, I think I'm gonna find the Allen key. Okay, wow, that was a royal pain in the ass, because with all that I have going on in my handlebar, it was so hard for me to screw these little screws right here without touching or without moving too much the USB port, and without like leaving enough room for me to adjust my compression whenever I want to. Now the handlebar, the thickness of the handlebar changes from here, like as it stretches out. So here is a bit thicker than here, so you can't mount the, like these are designed or measured for as close to the clamps as possible. So you gotta put them like right on there, because my initial thought was to get this like over my USB charging port, so it wouldn't touch, or it wouldn't, be too much of a problem. But that didn't happen. So I have it, I would say maybe half a centimeter off of the clamps, and they tell you to use the actual windscreen to measure and like twist them in and out and up and down to actually set them up. So I did that, and I spent maybe 30-40 minutes doing that. So that was a royal pain in the butt, but now it's done, so we can move on with the rest of the install. So the rubber nuts are these 4 things, which I'm guessing are these 4 things. So apply the rubber nuts, I don't know why I keep saying nuts. So apply the rubber nuts to the, so like so. So like I said previously, I am planning on leaving the bike most of the time like this, and it actually does not look bad at all. It looks pretty aggressive, kind of like a couple devil's horns or something. So I actually like how it looks without the windscreen. So for when I'm commuting, or every day, or from Monday to Friday pretty much, I'm gonna leave it like this, and I'm actually quite happy the way how it looks. It's not touching the screen, I'm just making sure. But then to put on the windscreen and off, it should be pretty easy, and that's what we're gonna find out now. Let's apply the cover cap to the clamps. So we have these 2 cover caps, and I'm guessing these go, I mean, you can't really see it from here anyways, but I guess it's nice to keep it clean. So we got to apply the cover caps like so, in there, and then the other one, oh, don't fall, in there like that. Perfect. Okay, so we have 4 screws, 4 washers, 4 spacers, and 4 O-rings. So apparently it goes screw, washer, screen. So I'm gonna do all my screws first like that. So it goes screw, washer, screen, screw, washer, screen, screw, washer, screen. And then after the screen it goes spacer and then O-ring. So okay, so we're gonna have to do one by one. So spacer and then O-ring like so. These are that. So screw, there, then spacer, O, and this there. Oh, so the cool thing with this is that the O-rings actually maintain the screws in place like so, like they're not going anywhere, of course, in here. So my plan, like I've said a million times now, is to leave it like this and then mount this when I need it. So that's going to be quite simple because I just really need to screw and unscrew it. I don't need to like be careful with all the like little parts and stuff because the O-rings maintain everything in there. So it's just screw, unscrew, and then we're good to go. So that's the last part is to screw everything. That's pretty much how it looks, guys. Honestly, I really like the way that it looks. I feel like the lines go with the flow of the bike. I have it pretty centered, I think. I'm honestly pretty happy with it. The install was a bit more tricky than I thought it was going to be. But, I mean, we got it done. So, yeah. This is another part for my touring mod for my 890 Duke R. After this I will be installing the radiator guard. So yeah, this is how the bike is looking so far. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for the next one. See ya.